You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, as we know right now, a lot of people are waiting on Aaron Rodgers to make a decision. He went on Pat McAfee's show Thursday, dropped some bombs on there. Look, I said the other day, if he is being fully accurate in his portrayal of the Jets head coach, then my God, the Jets head coach looks really unprofessional in his actions, especially in light of the fact that evidently there had been some conversations prior with the GM, yada, 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 with the Jets. And it makes you wonder, what kind of a circus has the Jets got themselves into yet again with Aaron Glenn? I don't know, but that's certainly going to bear watching. I was listening to New York radio, and they're already shaking their heads about Aaron Glenn and how he has acted. That tough guy thing will work fine, and I love it, provided you win. If you don't, all that being rude to reporters and all, I could care less about the media, but there's no reason to be unprofessional to them as well. All right, think about that. So, Mike Florio, speaking of unprofessional and media, Mike Florio is continuing his anti-Aaron Rodgers crusade, and now he's trying to get fans on board with his polls that he's putting up. Oh, man, come on, dude. Full disclosure, one of the reasons I'm making the video is because Mike Florio cannot stand Aaron Rodgers. Why can't he stand Aaron Rodgers? Because of Aaron Rodgers' anti-vaccine stance. He cannot get over it. Mike Florio is consumed to this day with everything involving COVID, and here we are, right? He lost his mind during the immunized controversy. Let's put it that way. So he's putting up article after article. This was this morning. The recent Aaron Rodgers comments didn't seem to move the needle for Steelers fans. And Mike Florio at this point has got a theory that no Steeler fans want Aaron Rodgers to come play for his team. And it's kind of interesting. So here we go. It's hard to put stock in Twitter polls. However, we've now done 2 of them that pose the question, ideally to Steelers fans only. Well, that presents a huge flaw in your poll, a huge fly in the ointment as to whether they want Rodgers to join the team. One came on March 25th, 4 days after he spent 6 hours in Pittsburgh. The other was posted on Friday, a day after he finally dropped a fact or two into the vacuum that he had created. The first time with 11,286 responses, 55.9% said no. The second time, after he settled scores and aired grievances, he beat a long dead horse with no name, we'll call it COVID. See what I mean? 11,854 responded, and 70% said no. Now, here's the problem. All right? Was it absolutely all Steelers fans that answered the poll? And here's the other issue. The other issue, and Florio got called out on it. Who is following you now, Florio? People that align with your politics. So people that largely see things the way you... This is why this is the first football season I can remember in a long time that I have not watched. Yeah, I did not watch one episode of Pro Football Talk last year. All right? I still listen to the Chris Sims podcast, and occasionally I might watch a Pro Football Talk clip. But I used to watch the Pro Football Talk every day, the entire episode. I didn't do it. And it's because of things just like this. It's because of agendas that Mike Florio has gotten. All right? Despite the inherent flaws of any publicly available poll, this is an apples to apples as it can be. Same question, same platform, same group of potential respondents. So he's saying because it's grown by 15% that it's getting even worse. What would you have the Steelers do at this point? Question mark. I mean, they may draft a rookie. I mean, that's possible, but is that ideal? Now, do I think Mason Rudolph could potentially play? Maybe if you had the previous offensive coordinator there running the same offense, the exact same offense that you were running prior, although I'm sure Arthur Smith can come up with something. At the end of the day, and I showed you guys statistics the other day, Aaron Rodgers really performed, especially in the last half of the season. I don't know if a lot of people realize that. PFF had him as the 18th best quarterback in the league. I wonder what he was the last half of the season. I would venture to say when you look at the numbers, he was a top 10 NFL quarterback during the last half of the New York Jets season, which was long gone by that point, right? I don't think they should have fired Robert Saleh the way they did. So, Florio continuing to take aim. Aaron Rodgers shouldn't have been surprised to hear the Jets were moving on. I mean, a clear agenda, all right? And I understand, hey, it gets clicks. Okay, great. Well, people did wise up to Florio on this, and this is an answer straight back to Florio from several fans. You're too woke for these polls to be effective. Only progressives follow you now, and they are less progressive every day. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Like anybody cares about your libtard baited poll. The Steelers currently have Mason Rudolph as QB1. They'd welcome Rodgers with open arms, asshat. And we know Rodgers has already been out there. He's already thrown the ball around, done some things with DK Metcalf. That's exactly what you would want the guy to be doing. And he's not even signed yet. So now teams should base their decisions on fan polls. Laugh out loud. Rudolph is career backup. Fans will be begging for Rodgers by week 4. Yeah. Florio bro Twitter polls, question mark. Even I answered that shit, and I'm not a Steelers fan. That's exactly it. I answered it too. All right. I'm a 49ers fan, and yeah, I do root for the Patriots. But I'm clear cut, not a Steelers fan. I answered the poll. Sure did. Saw a poll, answered it. Your unprofessionalism is showing when you continue your anti-Rodgers crusade with this subtle lobbying article to try to convince the Steelers to not sign Rodgers. You just can't let your political views stop you, can you? He looks bad. Florio looks real bad. That's Rich. Florio usually calls fans idiots, and now he wants a franchise to listen to fans. Grifters got to grift for clicks and engagement. Well, I can't fault him too much for that. I mean, I don't make videos for people to not watch them. So I get what you're saying. Rodgers is a story right now, but there's blatant bias in what it is that Florio's doing and saying. Right here. Look, it doesn't get any more Pittsburgh Steeler fan than Yinzer porn. We want Rodgers. You're a weirdo, dude. I don't know what else to say. There's blatant agenda here, and that's my problem with it. All right, there just is. If I didn't know and didn't fully remember the total and complete meltdown that was immunized by Pro Football Talk, and by the way, the fact that Rodgers once bitch slapped the shit out of Mike Florio, not literally, but figuratively, by saying you don't listen to Florio. He's buried him a few times publicly because Rodgers just don't give a damn. And yeah, I've said before, Rodgers is one of these guys that I actually didn't care for too much 5 years ago. He's immensely more likable today than he was 5 years ago. It's not even close. I'm rooting for the guy now. Plain and simple. He signs with the Steelers. I'm going to be pulling for him when they're not playing the Patriots or the Niners or whatever. I'm going to be pulling for Aaron Rodgers to put together a solid last run. But we don't know. He may end up retiring. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.